resource.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attack, and I'm going to attack in a party. I'm going to attack with the Brash Basher and the Deadly Striker. Note that you can attack with as many characters as you can legally attack with in one giant party, and we'll discuss how that works in just a second.
So you're attacking as one big party,
Correct.
the Deadly Striker and the Brash Basher. It's a pretty fearsome little group here. But you could technically, right, attack with maybe the Brash Basher, let that resolve, and then attack with the Deadly Striker and let that resolve, right?
Yep, you can make as many attacks in one turn as you can legally make.
But you've chosen to attack as a party, and so I can block, and I can block with one thing, I can block with two things, I can block with any characters that I have out here as a party. And I'm going to go ahead and block with the Hasty Sarcophile and the Martial Arts Trainee. Now, I don't have to deplete them to block, I just put them out here and declare that they are blocking.
Okay.
So once I've declared blockers, would you like to play any tactics or abilities?
I would like to play a tactic.
Okay.
I will pay 2 resources for Quotidian Assassination. I have the 1 threshold. And I will choose, as part of the cost, the Hasty Sarcophile.
You will you? Now, the Martial Arts Trainee, if you'll notice, has the text, your opponent cannot pick this card. So Quotidian Assassination would not be able to pick him.
Correct.
Well, that was an easy choice for you, wasn't it?
Not much deciding to do.
I think...
Any responses?
You know, I don't see any harm in it. I'm going to go and respond to that by depleting the Skilled Negotiator.
Okay.
And giving the Deadly Striker -2 strength.
Alright, so after that, I have a chance to respond to your ability, which I will not respond to, so it resolves. The Deadly Striker gets -2 strength.
Okay.
And then I get the effect of the Quotidian Assassination, which is put that character into its owner's hand.
Alright, so you're talking about goes back into my hand.
And then the Quotidian Assassination goes into the discard pile.
So what you see there is that these abilities and tactics, when they're stacked on top of one another, they essentially nest inside. It's, as Zach likes to say, it's pretty much how programming works. So you play a tactic or an ability, and then if I respond, then that cost and effect goes inside of that little bracket.
That's correct.
And then if Zach responds to that, it goes inside of my last play, and vice versa. So what ends up happening is the first thing that's played is the last thing to resolve. And the last thing that's played is the first thing to resolve. So just keep that order straight, and you'll resolve everything correctly.
Alright, so now we do you have a chance to play tactics and abilities.
Yep, sure.
And we do a check for the high speed, which is 5.
So I have a 5 speed here, and it's my turn to assign damage because I have the fastest character. And what happens is that each group, basically group all your characters into speed groups. So this is my 5 speed group, I don't have any other groups, and Zach has one 3 speed group composed of these 2 characters. And for each group you resolve basically a series of steps. And for my 5 speed group, my first thing is to assign damage where I want it. So I will assign, I can split it up however I want, so I'll assign 2 here to the Brash Basher and 1 here to the Deadly Striker. And then for this group, Zach has a chance to play tactics or abilities because he is the attacker. He goes first. Nothing?
I don't have anything to do.
Alright, and then I have a chance and I don't want to play any. So this damage is officially locked in.
Alright.
And these characters will die if their life value is met or exceeded by the damage that I've done to them.
So the Brash Basher goes to the discard pile, and the Deadly Striker has 1 damage on him.
Okay.
Alright, so now we check for the next high speed, which is 3, and that would include my Deadly Striker, and now I get to assign damage. So I will assign all of my 2 damage, thanks to the Skilled Negotiator.
He's skilled.
Giving me a -2 strength.
He talks to dragons.
The Martial Arts Trainee. And I will have a chance to play tactics and abilities, which I'll play none. Now Steven has a chance.
No, I don't have any.
And now all the damage from the 3 speeds are assigned all at once, so he takes 2 damage.
Alright, so I take 2. And that means that my Martial Arts Trainee is gone, and anything that's attached with him is gone too. So, the Rocket Boots, I'm afraid, are going to my discard pile.
Alright, it's still my turn. If I had more characters to attack with, I could. I have resources to use, so I'll go ahead and pay 3 for Dragon Strategy, which has 1 threshold.
Alright, I'm not going to respond.
And it says your opponent's faction loses 2 influence. So Steven's faction immediately loses 2 influence. And I draw a card.
Alright, so it's the end of Zach's turn, and I have a chance to play tactics or abilities. I'm not going to, I don't have any resources and no desire. So, if you'll notice, the Deadly Striker before this turn is officially passed to me, it still has 1 damage on it. It's a 1 life creature right now, as far as I'm concerned. But as soon as the turn is passed to me, it becomes just its printed value, the 2 life. Damage doesn't stack on, it doesn't carry over from turn to turn, so the second that it's no longer Zach's turn, this damage is removed from the Deadly Striker and he's back to full health. Now the only exception to this rule is with locations. And locations are a bit different. You see they have the structure value here in the top right. And locations are the case where you keep track of damage over the entire game. So if I take 3 damage on my Clandestine Resort, I will put 3 tokens on it, or I'll take a piece of paper and write 3 and put it on there, just to let everybody know that there's 3 damage on this location. And then if I pass the turn and it goes back and forth a few times, that damage stays on there. And then if Zach decides to attack it later in the game, it will only have to take 2 damage before it's destroyed. So, other than locations, everything resets the damage when the current turn is over. Alright, so it's the start of my turn. We've gone through quite a few turns, breaking things down, telling when to play tags or abilities, and that kind of stuff. What we want to do now is just play kind of naturally, like you would see a normal Spoils game played. This is kind of what it looks like whenever you're not, going through every single rule. So you can see the natural flow of the game a little bit better. Start of my turn, detach my resources. I've got 5 here. I'm going to unplete, and I'm going to choose to draw a card at the start of my turn, and I'm going to pay 3, 4, 5 to play a Hasty Sarcophile. Look familiar?
Seen him before.
And I'll pass the turn to you.
Alright, into your turn, I'll pay 3 draw card. Start of my turn. I will draw another card. Joyful. I will pay 3 and draw. I'll pay 2 for a Sleeping Guard.
Uh-oh.
And I'll play 1 for a Gnat. Your turn.
My turn, okay. Unattach here. And I'm going to go ahead and play a face-down resource.
Okay.
You've got a 4/2/3, a 1/1/3, and a 1/1/3. While your opponent controls a character, this card gains 1 strength and 1 life. Okay. I'm going to go and attack with a Hasty Sarcophile.
I'll block with a Gnat.
Okay. I'll assign 3 there.
And I die, so you have to discard a card.
Ah, my unit either. And pay 3 to draw. And I'm going to pass to you.
Alright, at the end of your turn, I will pay 1 to Lucubrate, which is the ability on my faction. Put it on the bottom of my deck. I'll pay 1 to Lucubrate again.
Does he like it?
I like it. Alright, my turn?
Yep.
I will draw a card. I will pay 3 to draw a card.
Okay.
I will pay 3 to draw another card.
What are you looking for?
Oh. Alright. Okay, and then I will attack with the Deadly Striker.
Alright, I'll go and respond by cleaning this card and giving him -2.
Okay, and that means your faction takes 2. Okay. And then I will pass the turn to you.
Okay, and your turn, I'll pay 3 to draw.
Okay.
And let's do one more set of turns here, because I have a few cards that I enjoy a lot. I'll untap here. I will 3, 4, 5, 6, and deplete my resources. And I'll go ahead and pay 5 for the Nasty Butler.
He is nasty. So you'll...
I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna gain 4 influence. When this card enters play, gain 4 influence. Up to 22. And I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Hasty Sarcophile.
I'll block with a sleeping card.
Alright, fair enough.
Okay. He gets discarded.
Pass it to you.
Pay 1 to Lucrebrite. I'll leave him.
Okay.
I will... draw a card. I'll attack with the Deadly Striker.
Alright, tap -2.
Alright, I will go ahead and pay 0 to Peach, your skilled negotiator. I still lose the 2, but I'm tired of seeing him. So
I paid the cost, depleted the character. Pinch comes into play, picks a character. And so then yours resolves first, and inflicts 1 damage here, and then mine resolves, which is you get -2.
correct.
Alright, so I'm down to 20.
And then I will play the Brash Basher. Looks familiar.
Perfect.
And it is your turn.
Alright, so as you can see, this is how the game is normally played. You don't have to, like if you're in a tournament setting or if you're in a casual setting, it's not constantly tactics and abilities, tactics and abilities, tactics and abilities. You don't have to be that formal with it, but for starting out, it's really good to get in that habit. So we encourage it, and that's why I wanted to show you that at the beginning. So what you've seen basically is an intro into the world of the spoils. This is a brilliant game, and if you get your hands on some cards, what we're using here is the 2-player starter, which is a great place to start. And if you get your hands on some cards and start playing the game, maybe read over the rule book, once you've watched this tutorial, you know what you're doing. And it's going to be really good help to you, and you'll be able to jump right in and start playing what we feel is probably the best card game on the market right now. Zach, do you have anything else you want to add to this?
No, but we will be covering some more in-depth things in just a second.
Alright, yeah, so stay tuned. We're going to cover some more advanced stuff with the spoils, or if you want to jump right in, just go ahead and get your decks out and play a few games and come back and revisit us.
Yep.